Why do we need atheist monuments? Well, we don't need atheist monuments, but the reason this question is brought up is because in Florida, there was a Christian group that put a giant Ten Commandments monument right in front of a city courthouse. And, a group called American Atheists sued over that because how can, a county courthouse, a government property, be promoting religion this way? And normally they would win that sort of battle. But in order to kind of avoid everything, I think there was some controversy where the Christian group wouldn't take the monument off the property, and I don't know how they can get away with that. But the lawsuit ended up settling, and the compromise that they all made was that the whole courthouse grounds would become kind of a free-for-all. Any group could put up a monument if they wanted to, not just Christians. And I think the idea is that only Christians would be so bold as to put a monument on city property. Well, American Atheists had a donor who was willing to pay to put one of their monuments up there, so they did. So they put up a bench with a lot of quotations by famous atheists and by our founding fathers about church-state separation. And again, is that monument necessary? No, I think even American atheists would tell you, hey, if you don't want to put that monument on property, we will remove our bench. But the principle of the issue is that, look, if some religion is going to take claim to the city property, well, then atheists have a right to be there too, and we're going to make you feel really awkward about it. And that's the same thing that happens with like nativity scenes. If you put a nativity scene in front of City Hall, well, it would be great if you just removed it because why are you promoting Christianity? But if you're going to leave it up there, the only legal way to do that is to allow other religious symbols and, presentations on that property too. So you see a lot of atheists fighting to put, the flying spaghetti monster scenes on that city property. And a lot of cities have had to put up, Jewish or Hindu or Muslim sort of displays in response. So again, none of this is saying atheist monuments are necessary. They're not. And I think most atheists would be perfectly fine if city properties didn't have any religious or atheist, displays on them. But if Christians are going to make this play to claim city ground and claim taxpayer-funded grounds, well, then as atheists, we're gonna fight back. We're gonna respond in kind. And again, just keep in mind, atheists are not asking for anything that the Christian groups are not already doing. So when people ask, like, well, do we really need that atheist monument there? Or, oh, that's a silly idea. Tell that to the Christian groups that put these monuments on there, and then let's have a conversation. My name is Hemant Mehta. I write at friendlyatheist.com and hope to see your questions in the comments.